First thing we're going to do is create a new job. Let's draw the pickaxe. So we're going to put a center line up here. So go up there and click the line, click center line. I use the front plane personally. Go to this drop down, normal too, I guess what it's called. If you hover, once you hover up there, it'll give you those little yellow relations that you see next to the cursor. And you double click. After you click once, double click, and it will release the line, but still keep you in the line. Okay, now we're going to just draw a rectangle anchored to that center point. I had to go down and change into inches, and then once you do that, you got to go back into the sketch. So now I'm going to go ahead and draw another rectangle coming off the other side, and I'll do the same thing to the other side. And this is going to be the base for the whole block, or for the whole pickaxe rather. Oh man, whole screen went black on me. So right now we're just making all those small lines equal. That way you can dimension just one and all of them will change. And then right here we're going to make sure that everything is centered around these relations. You know, that's why we draw those center lines up there in the first place, so we can pick them to center our work. So you basically just pick a line, shift, pick a line, shift, pick a line, shift, and there you go. Throw some dimensions up here, which a lot of times you don't want to dimension anything until you get moving, because sometimes the dimension will keep you from adding a fillet or something like that. When we extrude this, we're going to extrude it to 1 inch thick, because we don't have any end mills that'll machine anything deeper than 1 inch. I mean, I got to go on the surface grinder and relieve the flutes on everything just to go that deep. So now we're going to put some fillets in here. We're doing 1/4 inch fillets because we're running a 1/4 inch tool. So we rough it with the 1/2 inch, then we come in with the 1/4 inch to get those fillets down. And of course I had to go in and delete some relations to even put the fillets in. That's why it just jumped and showed all the relations on there. I just edited a lot of stuff out. That's the problem with too many relations and dimensions too early on, I reckon. But then again, I'm just learning this stuff myself. So now we got all our fillets in. And we're going to go up here, not that one, but the little eyeglass one. And we're going to hide the relations. That way it's not clogging up our screen there. So now we're going to go ahead and draw the what one side looks like. You know, I just drew that first box in there because it's giving me the basis for what I'm gonna, you know, the envelope I'm working inside of. So we're just sketching. Here we're going to do spline. I like me to spline because you can drag each point. You can drag where you want. You don't want too many points, but you want enough points to do what you need to do. So now I'll go in and drag these lines until I get that spline or those arcs to look the way I want it to look. And you can drag those in multiple directions, and it will change things. And then you go in with the trim and you just trim all that stuff out of there. Now we'll go over and do the other side. Same idea, just draw whatever shape, you know, for this, because we don't have any dimensions to stick to. Draw whatever shape is appealing to your eye, I reckon you could say. Now we'll just put some little radius in there. Of course, I did notice that the radius changed on me. So now I'm going to have to change that radius size. So just double click the, you know, left click twice on the number, and it'll let you edit that dimension because you're still in the sketch. Then we'll go over here and trim those lines out like we did the last time, because we don't need them there. So now we're going to mirror these entities. So we'll come over here and we'll just left click, and everything that we get inside that window, it will pick and throw in that little box down there. Then we'll go over here and pick what line we want to mirror it about. Pick that center line. Again, this is why we put those in there. And then there we go. Now we'll go up, we can go over here and trim all that fat off of that one. And now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. We'll mirror that entity. Just click mirror. Highlight everything we want to mirror. You know, dragging that window across it. Then we're going to pick the line to mirror about. Bam. Done. Click the check mark. Now we'll go in and trim the fat off of that. Now, click the little green check. Now we'll put some fillets in this, the one side here. I think we went with 100 thousandths. You know, I'm just picking everything, all the vertexes that I'm wanting to fill it. And of course I don't like the way that looks, so now I'm going to double click the number again. First you gotta exit the fillet sketch to do it. So then double click the number, and it'll let you change that number. I probably could have just changed it right in the fillet sketch, I don't know, but there we go. Now we'll go up there to the features. We're going to extrude that sketch. Again, we're going to extrude this 1 inch, so we can do it blind. 1 inch. Click the check mark, and then we have our block. Now we'll click the face, you know, that we want to work on, normal to. Click the second little glass thing there that lets you zoom in on stuff and drag across it. So again, we're just going to draw the spline that looks the way we want it to look. I try not to put dots in relations like how I brought that line up there, because it's going to lock it to it. I don't like to be locked to things until I'm ready to. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Draw the spline to where it looks appealing to our eye. You know, close enough, because then we can go in and drag it around and make it the way we really want it. Now we'll just drag these dots and give us the arcs that we like. Make an artist out of anyone doing stuff like this. Sure don't wear out that eraser like I used to when I was a kid. There we go. Now we want to do I think it's a 3-point arc. We'll click that top line, click that bottom, and then it'll snap to different relations, or you can just put it however you want. Me, I let it snap right to the end of that block right there. Now we're going to have to draw a block all the way around it, because you have to enclose the sketch in order to extrude it. So we're going to enclose this, and you'll see once we extrude that sketch, you'll see exactly why we did that. Because it's going to remove all that material that's inside that block. So there we go. Now we'll just we want to go through all, click the check mark, and it's going to remove it. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing to this other side. Go back into sketch, go to your spline, you got to pick where you want to be drawn from. And we want our arc to start there on the outside of that radius. So now we're going to draw what we think looks the way we want it to look. Go ahead and hit escape, and then we're going to go up here and pick line. And we'll go right back down there and pick up on that same vertex that we just hit escape from. You'll see the relation. I mean, whenever you get onto a line or you center with another line, it'll show you these relations next to your little pencil pointer thing there. So just sketch what we want. And now we're going to go, well, we're going to make a little neck, I guess you could say, right there. Then we'll go into the spline, and we'll draw another spline for the top. Then we'll enclose the sketch like we did on the other side. You know, basically just make a box out in the middle of the air. That way it knows what to remove. And if we wanted to remove the other end of it, we could just reverse the direction and the extrude, and it will remove, instead of the outside, it will remove the inside. So now we can drag this around till it looks the way we want it to look. And now we're going to bound that in. And we'll extrude that. We're going to go through all again. You know, you got blind, things like that. Blind to let you set a dimension of how much you want it to go. Up to next, we'll take it up to the next. You know, if there's another point behind it or another line behind it, it'll take it right to there. Up to a vertex will let you pick a vertex that you want it to go to. And a vertex is just those little dots where things are meeting, I guess you could say. So now we're going to draw the hole for the handle. Again, since it's centered in this, it's easy to put our hole right in the center, because that's where our origin's at right now. So you just draw the hole in smart dimension, tell it how big you want the hole to be, extrude through all, click the check mark. And you got a hole through the center of it for your handle. And that's how you do it right there, huh? I reckon that's pretty simple. You could chamfer it or do whatever you want to it, but I mean, that's it. Now